Hello everybody, it is Gabrielle here. Today is Wednesday, September 5th, 2018, and today's vlog is going to be about happiness and where happiness really comes from. And if you're struggling to find happiness in your own life, I hope that this vlog helps you in some way. Before I talk about that, I want to talk about my last vlog, which I wish I was a little bit more prepared to talk about it. I just felt kind of pressure from myself to do a vlog since it had been so long since I had done one. So I just did it, and although it didn't seem very emotional or that I was affected by the ending of my relationship, I really was. And I went through a very dark and depressing time when it first ended. So I don't take that lightly, and I apologize if it just seemed like I didn't give a shit during that vlog, because that was really the hardest thing I ever had to do. When you spend so much time with somebody, in my case 2 years, and you have this dream of, having kids with somebody and getting married to them possibly and spending your life with somebody, regardless of if you feel like it's the right decision to end the relationship, what makes it sad is the loss of that dream, the loss of something you thought was going to last forever, and having to end that to work on yourself and to work on issues with yourself and to get to a good place with yourself, because your relationship is suffering because of that. So, and that's part of what this vlog is going to be about, is that happiness comes from within and not from materialistic things or because of other people. They can be icing on the cake, but they're not the reason why you're happy. Happiness comes from within, and if you search for it by buying things or by eating things, and then you're never going to find happiness. Happiness comes from within you. So that is what this vlog is going to be about. And the reason why I felt this need to do a vlog on this topic is because I just watched a 2-minute video of Cameron Diaz saying that when people tell her, "I want to be like you, you're famous," she says that I don't do what I do so I can be famous, that being famous is my job. And if you want to be famous because you want to be happy, then you're never going to be happy, because happiness comes from within. And I truly believe that, because when I really think about the things that really make me happy, especially lately, a majority of them have been either materialistic or food or drinks. And what I'm starting to realize and starting to do is that I need to be happy with myself first, and those are just icing on the cake. Like, being able to buy myself something makes me happy, but it can't be the thing that makes me happy. I have to be happy first before all of that. So in my last vlog, I talked about how when my relationship ended, that nothing in my life mattered to me anymore. That moving to SAC and getting my claims settled, none of that mattered to me, because I didn't have my boyfriend as my lover in my life. And that really showed me how much I really relied on him for happiness, and how my identity was embedded in him and our relationship, how I didn't have my own identity, and how I didn't just do things, and whether things worked out with him and I was gonna do it anyways. Once the relationship ended, I felt like my whole world ended. I felt like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I would ever feel happy again. I didn't know if there was any light at the end of the tunnel. I was completely lost. I didn't know who I was, and I'm still trying to figure that out. It's a process. But the number one thing that really stuck out to me was that now that I don't have him as my lover in my life, then I have to go within and make myself happy, because it's not his job, it's not anybody's job to make me happy. It's my job to make me happy, and I can't rely on anybody else for that. And I had to learn to do things on my own. Things that I used to do with him, I had to do them on my own. And a big thing that I did when we broke up was I went to the movies by myself, something I've never done before. I've never gone to a movie alone. I've always gone with people. And because if there was a movie out that I wanted to see and no one else wanted to see it, then I would just wait for it to come out on DVD. But this time there was a movie out called A Quiet Place, and this was in May. And I went and saw it by myself because I was not in a relationship. I didn't have anybody to go see it with, so I went and saw it by myself. And it was a huge step for me in doing things that make me happy without a man or just without anybody. Like, it really showed me that I can be my own friend, I can be my own relationship. I don't need a relationship, that I'm my own person, and I'm gonna go to a movie by myself, and I don't care who sees, I don't care if it's by myself. I want to see it, so I'm going to take it upon myself to go see it. And that's what makes me happy, is like doing stuff like that, doing stuff for myself, and knowing that I can do it by myself and that there's nothing wrong with that. It was a huge step for me because this was shortly after we had broken up, so the fact that I was able to pick myself up and still go on with life really also showed me how strong I was. Let's see. My next thought is that when I was in a relationship, anytime I was going through an anxiety attack or going through a really, really difficult time where I couldn't get out of bed, I'd always call my boyfriend. And when things ended, I decided to, instead of grabbing the phone, asking myself, what should I do, Gabby? What is the right decision? And you don't always know if you're making the right decisions. You learn by doing and trial and error. So instead of grabbing the phone and calling him, I had to stop myself and go, no, I have to trust that what decision I end up making, that is the right decision. And I have to ask myself, I have to go within myself for the answers, because the answers really are inside of all of us. We just don't know that. There's nothing wrong with asking people their opinion, but at the end of the day, you have to make the final decision. So that was one thing I really had to learn about myself, was that what decisions I make on my own, that I am right. I am validated in my own decision. I don't need to get validation from anybody else. I don't need to have somebody help calm me down with my anxiety attacks. I can do that myself. So there's that. And I also find that whenever I'm going through a hard time, and I'm sure a lot of people do this, actually I'm not sure, I know a lot of people do this, when I'm going through a hard time, I don't want to numb myself. I've never been that way. Whenever I've gone through a breakup or whenever I've gone through a really hard time, I've just sat in my feelings and felt everything. I've never done drugs, or I've never turned to alcohol to numb my pain. So what I do is I want to make myself happy. instead of going within, I go and get a Starbucks, or I go and get a soda, or I go get chocolate. I go get something that is gonna fulfill me in some way, because I just, in that moment, I don't want to do the fairly easy thing of just going inside and asking myself the answers. I just turn to external things. So that's really good to know that you know that you're doing that. I'm working every day on just making myself happy first, and making myself a priority, and saying no when I want to say no, and setting boundaries, because that really is what is important. You cannot take care of other people if you can't take care of yourself, and the answers are really inside of you. You do not need to ask anybody what the answers are. You make the final decision. You have all the answers, and happiness is within you. Make yourself happy. Go on walks. Go join a soup kitchen. Go help people. Do things that make you happy, but at the end of the day, know that no matter how many clothes you buy, or how much you eat, or how many drinks you have, that until you deal with the internal problems, that cancer inside of you, that you will never truly be happy or at peace. You have to be happy first. And the things that make me happy really aren't materialistic. The things that make me happy are being able to rejuvenate and be at home, because I am an introvert. I get energy by being alone. I do not get energy by being around other people. In fact, I have to separate myself from people a lot of the time, because I just get anxiety, and it's too much, like being in Walmart, having to go out and go grocery shopping, having to run errands. I can do it, and I do it all the time, but it drives inside, I'm having an anxiety attack. Watching movies makes me happy. Taking baths, going for walks, having nice smells in the house, and just being alone with myself and getting to know myself. I feel like I lost myself in my relationship, and I didn't know who I was, and I'm starting to learn what it's like to be alone, and to who am I without this person in my life. Because I'm not always going to be living with my mom. I'm not always going to be able to ask her questions about how to be an adult, or what should I do this, should I do that. I'm going to have to make those decisions, and again, by trial and error, I'll learn what the right decision is, but we are all still learning. So no one has all the answers, but what I wanted to do this vlog about was that you can make yourself happy. You do not need anybody else. That doesn't mean you can't be in a relationship with somebody, but just know that happiness comes with inside of you, and only you can make you happy. You can't get that from anybody else. You can't get that from anything else. You can only get it from you. So I hope you guys took something from this vlog, and I can't wait to do my next vlog, and I hope you guys enjoy what I do. Again, if you have any suggestions about any topics that you want me to cover, please let me know in the description. Share, like, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.